Worlds are changing, minds are changing, why everything is changing. So you and I must consider that we're living in very, very changing times. And without any further ado, I present to you Brother Minister Malcolm. And I pray that you and I will listen, hear, and understand. Thank you.
Cadence.
Assalamu alaikum.
Get your hand out of my pocket!
Brother, please, what do you think of Malcolm X's death?
I know it was no accident.
Who do you believe is responsible for Malcolm X's
The white
death?
power structure in America is behind it. They're quick to capitalize on by saying that one of his own kind did it, but they put it up to be done.
What do you mean, the white power structure?
The white power structure of America. They know they had more to gain by getting Malcolm X out of the way than they had to buy let him live. That's why. It says to blow to every black American, black people in the United States. That's what he was saying.
Why is it a player to you?
Because he's a part of me. Because he looks like me. And his skin is me. He's a black man and I'm a black man. And he takes up for black emancipation. That's right.
He was a hero to me. He stood out among all black people. He showed the white man where it was at. Why was he a hero? He meant something to me. That's why I'm down here.
That's right.
Well, they killed Malcolm X. Well, they hadn't like killed him. He was right. Me and I only call him that. If you kill him, there's gonna be more killing going on. That's right.
And you're saying that you believe this was paid for by whites?
Yes, by white people. Because what would it benefit one of us to kill him? Wouldn't benefit us anything at all. Just a white power structure of this country. Anytime a black man in this country stands up for his constitutional rights, he dies. What does Malcolm X mean to you?
He meant a great deal to me and my people. I'm sorry that a good man is gone. But the first I hear of it, I couldn't have cried anymore, I don't believe, if I had lost my mother.
I won't deny it, I'm a straight rider.
The person I'm going to talk about next is a person who's very dear to me. A person who was second-generation revolutionary. Brother Tupac Shakur.
What I want you to take seriously is what we have to do for the youth. Right. Because we're coming up in a totally different world. Right. This is not the same world that you had. It's not that. You grew up, we grew up, BC, before crack. That should say it all. You understand what I'm saying? We did not grow up without parents. You had parents that told you this and that, and this is what went on back in the day. Now you don't have that. You have young kids, 14, coming home, their mama is smoking out or doing it to their best friend to get the product. You understand what I'm saying? So that means that it's not just about you taking care of your child, it's about you taking care of these children. Because that's what's up here. The game of children. You understand? We gotta stay real. Before we can be New African, we gotta be black first. You understand? We gotta get our brothers from the street like Harriet Tubman did. Why can't we look at that and see exactly what she was doing like Malcolm did? The real Malcolm. Before the Nation of Islam. You gotta remember this was a pimp. You know what I'm saying? The push and all that. We forgot about all of that. And our strive to be enlightened, we forgot about all our brothers in the street. About all our dope dealers, our pushers and our pimps. And that's who's teaching the new generation.
That's right.
Because y'all not doing it. I'm sorry. But it's the pimps and the pushers who's teaching us. So if you got a problem with how we was raised, it's because they was the only ones who could do it. They the only ones who did it. While everybody else wanted to go to college and, you know, yeah, everything has changed. They was the ones that was telling you the white man ain't shit. Here you go. Check this out, young blood. You take this product, you switch it, you make money, and that's how you beat the white man. You get money, you get the hell up out of here. Nobody else did that. So I don't want to hear shit about nobody telling me who I can't love and respect until you start doing what they do.
And if you right, the nigga die for it. Let the mother busters try. At least you try for it. When it's time to gotta be a man to pick the way you lead. Fuck peace and the police, my ambitions.
Hey, does it look like it might be the year of the ballot on the floor? Because Negroes have listened to the trickery and the lies and the false promises of the white man now for too long. And they're fed up.
2000 and beyond. To fight for this so-called democracy. But when they get back down to the South, etc., shit is worse than ever.
2000 and beyond.
There is something very sick
stripper pose, shake it for dollar signs. Let me see from behind. The ghetto's a fairy tale. Pimps and Jezebels, dealers with chrome rims with product for you to sell. Chemistry in the kitchen, alleys with rubbers in it. Tires go round and round. Windows heavy tinted, cushion scented insides. Pull me over, now they talking about a K9.
Code 6.
Black man face down. Bombs warm they weary souls over open flames. Junkie can't find God, right to find his vein. Preacher walk right by like he ain't seen a thing. Pass the collection plate. Nigga thought shit was gonna change on election day. Healthcare, H1N1 nasal spray. Got me scared to hit the block. Well, my flag as a mask told a Glock in 2000 and beyond.
They become disenchanted. They become disillusioned. They become dissatisfied. And all of this has built up frustrations in the black community that makes the black community throughout America today more explosive than all of the atomic bombs the Russians can ever invent. More explosive than all of the atomic bombs the Russians can ever invent.
Find another way for me to do my business.
Scrape dollars, spend the last of their income tax on Impalas with the ed. Church give award to the best dress. Pap the driver Bentley got me thinking I was less blessed, cause I let a middleman. He was capping what I'm asking, I don't understand. How you fit that many rings on a helping hand? Tired of deception, but I'll pay his kids tuition, cause I'm trying to get to heaven. Ain't it crazy? Scared to have a baby. How can I protect it from the same street that made me? Concrete, gladiator, bloodshed, overflow. Real life, some places, Russell Crowe, never tight flossing. Look at what it cost me. Peace of mind, no sleep, late night tossing and turning. Waiting on the end. Pray to God forgive me for my sins in 2000 and beyond.
The white man can never win another war on the ground.
In 2000,
his days of war victory, his days of background victory,
Whenever you got a racial powder keg sitting in your lap, you're in more trouble than if you had an atomic powder keg sitting in your lap. When a racial powder keg goes off, it doesn't care who it knocks out the way. Understand this.
As a child, I was cold with a chill.
Easily into the hip city life of the Boston ghetto. He spoke the jive, drank the liquor, smoked the reefers and cigarettes, and he learned to dance. Lindy hopping was the craze of the day, and Malcolm became a Lindy hopping star. At 16, he acquired the ultimate black hipster status symbol, a white woman. Sophia, as he called her, was not her real name, was vague about her background, but she was clearly well off and infatuated with black men, especially Malcolm.
The Cadence. Yeah, most my nigga raw, they don't got a job. I got a couple young niggas that'll take the charge. So I don't bring a bodyguard, I bring my entourage. Stop the track.
El-Haj Malik El-Shabab.
I'm about to put my yellow Rari out the car garage. I got them young niggas that'll hide your body parts.
Twisting fingers in the club, I'm a young nigga. Got them old niggas saying I love that young nigga. Your whole clique buying shots, y'all some broke niggas. Pants sagging, flag hanging, I'm a young nigga. In the club, strapped up with them guns, nigga. We shooting at the old, shooting at the old niggas.
Ella told Malcolm to enjoy himself, to get to know the neighborhood, and he began to roam late and wide through the streets of Boston.
Here I saw little black children, 10 and 12 years old, shooting craps, playing cards, fighting, getting grown-ups to put a penny or a nickel on their number for them, things like that.
And in New York, he discovered Harlem, the fabulous nightlife that dwarfed what he had known in Boston. The hookers, pimps, and con artists who made up what Malcolm called the Technicolor Bazaar that stretched along Lenox between 7th and 8th Avenues, the Apollo Theater, and the Savoy Ballroom, the bar at the Braddock Hotel, where the great black musicians congregated: Dizzy Gillespie, Billy Eckstine, Billie Holiday, Ella Fitzgerald, Dinah Washington. Malcolm dreamed of becoming part of it, and shortly after his 17th birthday, he made the move. he found a job in the center of the action as a day waiter at Small's Paradise, one of Harlem's hippest bars.
Every day in Small's Paradise Bar was fascinating to me. And from a Harlem point of view, I couldn't have been in a more educational situation. Some of the ablest of New York's black hustlers took a liking to me, and knowing that I was still green by their terms, soon began in a paternal way to straighten Red out. Hold still a minute. He went over me with one of those yellow tape measures and jotted figures in his notebook. When I came to work the next afternoon, one of the bartenders handed me this 40 Thieves gang. That was the gang of organized boosters who would deliver to order in one day, COD, any kind of garment you desired. You would pay about 1/3 the store's price. Plainclothes detectives soon were quietly identified to me by a nod, a wink. Knowing the law in the area was elementary for the hustlers, and like them in time, I would learn to sense the presence of any police types. In late 1942, each of the military services had their civilian dress eyes and ears picking up anything of interest to them, such as hustles being used to avoid the draft, or who hadn't registered, or hustles that were being worked on servicemen. Longshoremen, or fences for them, would come into the bar selling guns, cameras, perfumes, watches, and the like, stolen from the shipping docks. These Negroes got what white longshoremen thievery left over.